Across the United Kingdom, the push is on to get smokers to put down their cigarettes for good and to pick up an alternative. The safer choice, according to health researchers and addiction specialists, is clear: e-cigarettes and other smokeless products. But getting that message out to the public has been a challenge. Dr. Katie East and her team have put up several videos designed to break the stigma and to share actual facts.
There's lots of negative news coverage about vaping. I know there's some in Canada, so providing accurate information could potentially help to combat some of this.
At the Global E-Cigarette Summit in London, the push is on to get people to butt out for good. Professor Peter Selby from the University of Toronto is an addiction expert. He says moving smokers to vaping is just the first step.
Pouches or even nicotine gum, you're suddenly eliminating all the respiratory risks that are associated with any kind of inhalation. And so we shouldn't just stop here.
Slowing down that move is the misinformation that vaping and other smokeless nicotine products are as dangerous as cigarettes. Scientists now know it's the combustion that unleashes the damaging agents that cause cancer. That doesn't happen with these alternatives. Smoking studies expert Dr. Jasmine Kuja says the main challenge in this transition is keeping these new products out of the hands of young people. And to do that, she says countries need to clamp down on the illicit market.
Where products are banned, there's a huge illicit market there, and that needs to be considered in those contexts. We still have an illicit market in the UK. That's how young people are getting hold of these vapes.
Same goes for kids in Canada. Marlies Van Dyke works as a nurse in Alberta. She would like to see the government share actual facts instead of fear.
I think that the health professionals have no idea about the evidence. It's clear to me. They're not aware.
Leading the smoke-free transition are countries like New Zealand, Sweden, and Japan. Ben Newton is the head of Action for Smoke-Free New Zealand, where smoking rates have dropped to only 5%, one of the lowest rates in the world.
We have very, very strong tobacco control policies, incredibly aggressive anti-cigarette and anti-smoking policies. And those were gradually reducing smoking rates. What vaping's done is I think it's given people an option to shift from cigarettes, and something that people like as well.
But Newton says that won't happen in countries like Canada unless the government starts taking the lead. Muddying the waters for many at this summit is the role of tobacco companies in this smoke-free transition, because most of the new vaping and non-combustible nicotine products are produced by those responsible for cigarettes.
I think that's been a real challenge with policymakers, because politically they don't want to do anything that's being seen to align or serve the tobacco industry, but they also want to be serving what the science about public health says.
An industry that's calling for similar bans on young people using these products, tougher policing of the illicit market, and are pushing to decrease smoking below 5% in the next decade. One of the largest players in that shift away from cigarettes is British American Tobacco.
We're looking at the future being we want to build a smokeless world. To do that, we need smokeless products, and we need smokeless products to be substantiated by science.
Companies like BAT recognize they're still seen as the enemy, but they say ignoring the science and blocking their products will only result in more people continuing to smoke.
Review the evidence and make regulation based on that evidence is the best foot forward, and which is where we believe is where the future should be.
A challenging balance that everyone, from anti-smoking advocates to those in the tobacco industry, agree be found. Peter Akman, London.